Why do you keep asking me if or when I'm gonna go back to Japan? I've been away from Japan for 5.5 years now. Don't you think if I wanted to go back to Japan, I would already be there? Do you know why I started this smaller channel? So I could get away from all the goddamn weeaboos who were so emotionally attached and invested in me being in Japan. Okay, so for those of you that have followed me down the rabbit hole, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot that you would still be interested in my life, even though I'm not in Japan. One thing I don't like a lot about Japan vloggers is that they base their whole identity around Japan. That annoys me so much, and it's dangerous, I think. It's like you need the fact that you're living in Japan to validate you, to give you your identity. Really, I mean, who the fuck are you if the only thing that gives you your identity is the fact that you live in Japan? I don't know. It sounds like a very shallow and one-dimensional identity. And in fact, that's the impression I get of most of the J-vloggers. Sad little people trumpeting around Japan, so happy that that's the only reason people would want to pay attention to them. Anyways, I'm so glad I got away from that association. Rather, what I like is that Japan was a part of my life. I learned a lot. I had a lot of great experiences. I saw the good. I saw the bad. I didn't kiss Japan's ass. I just saw it for what it was. And a lot of people didn't like that. They don't want you to point out the bad things about Japan because it destroys their little weeaboo dreams. Look, I get it. We all want to go to a better place in life. For some people, it's Japan. For some, it's Thailand. For a lot of people, it's the United States. Look, I don't like to be overly optimistic about anything. What happens when that dream you've been chasing runs into a shart? Yeah, what happens when someone takes a big, messy shart on your dream? You're going to cry like a little baby, a little bitch, because you weren't mentally prepared to deal with shit. Saying that Japan is the best place in the world and thinking it's going to solve all of your problems in life, it's just fucking laughable. It's delusional. But okay, let me get to the topic of this video and tell you why I don't see myself ever living in Japan again. It's just like I don't know how to say it. It's like I've been there and I've done that. There's nothing you could say that would make me feel excited about ever living in Japan again. Okay, excited to eat Japanese food again? Sure. Going to a ryokan in winter and soaking in the hot springs? Yes. Excited to bang some cute Japanese girls again? Yeah, maybe. I mean, in my case, I'd probably be good after going through about 3 girls. Then I'd just be bored. I mean, but these things I could do on a visit to Japan. I don't need to live there. And maybe someday I'll bring my non-Japanese girlfriend or wife there and we'll have a good time as tourists. That's about as far as I can see myself ever enjoying Japan again. Okay, let me tell you some things that I'll never miss. And quite frankly, I'm fucking relieved that I will never have to experience again. How about fake fucking smiles and compliments? How about the superficial relationships where people pretend that they give a shit about you, but they really don't? How about the fact that your only real value to 99% of the people is that they can practice English with you, and that deep, deep down, they really resent the fact that you can actually speak Japanese? Yeah, that's right. That language that you spent thousands of hours learning, they could literally give 2 shits that you can speak it. Facts. How about the constant feeling of claustrophobia you get from everything being designed for people who are 5 fucking feet tall? Narrow roads, no sidewalks, condensed cities, bus seats made for midgets, Small rooms, low entryways, narrow halls, cramped bathrooms, smushed on trains, small shops, narrow aisles, tiny cars. Oh, fuck that. I mean, I've never lived in a place where I felt so claustrophobic. And it's not just physical claustrophobia, it's mental claustrophobia as well. You can expect that nearly every person you interact with is going to react the same way each and every time. I mean, really, no fucking variation. They're all the same. It's like one person being cloned 120 million times. You think our existence isn't simulated? I'd say the same person being cloned 120 million times is pretty good evidence that we're in a simulation. Oh, but you say, Ryan, there's men and women, so wouldn't it be a clone of two people? No, dude, the girls are just boys with a mop on top. Okay, look, I know some of you out there have Japanese girlfriends, wives, a significant other, or whatever. I'm not here to shit on your parade, but I'm just using humor to drive my point home. But hey, look, I just made a short list of the reasons why I have no desire to ever live in Japan again. If I had to pick one reason, just one reason, do you know what it would be? If I had to pick just one reason why I would never live in Japan again, it was because Japanese people never made me feel like I was truly welcome among them. They never made me feel like I was an equal. I felt like I was always looked down on. I was always going to be the outsider, no matter how hard I tried to assimilate. Terrible, just terrible, inadvertently racist people. I just wonder how they would manage their own bullshit if it was casted on them in a different setting, in a different light, in a different country as they lived abroad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if a Japanese will ever get to experience their bullshit and how they make foreigners feel in Japan. But yeah, that's it. Living in Japan again for me? No thanks. I wouldn't put myself through that again. And hey, maybe you're listening to this and I just fucked your shit up. Like you literally just weeaboo imploded and I'm sure you'll let me know about it in the comments section. But the one thing you weeaboos all have in common is that you've never lived the life. Okay? Masturbating in your mom's basement with chili stains on your pajamas covered in your own pasty weeaboo sweat, it doesn't qualify you for doing hard time in Japan. That's it, bitches. Peace out. Deuces.